going to address this excellent question, which is, Amy, why are you always talking about starting hormones early? What about those of us who are more than 10 years out from menopause onset? So my message isn't that you can't start them. My message is that if you can start hormones early, you should start hormones early because you will see more benefits. If you're more than 10 years out from menopause onset, that's an estimate, then you can still see improvements in bone health, in pelvic floor health, in metabolic health. Transdermal estradiol is a great way to go. However, we don't see evidence that starting hormones after 5 to 10 years of menopause onset is going to significantly improve cardiovascular health. And this is not, I didn't make this up. This is just the way it is. Unfortunately, so far in the studies, that's what we're seeing. And we think about it, there are kind of two ways that estrogen may improve cardiovascular health. So there's the indirect path, and then there's the direct path. In the indirect path, estrogen therapy is helping reduce your risk factors for cardiovascular disease. So it can help with improving your lipids. It can help reduce your blood sugar, reduce inflammation, reduce visceral fat. All of those are risk factors for heart disease. And it looks like we can see reduction in those risk factors even if you start hormones late, okay? However, there are also a lot of direct benefits of estrogen on the blood vessels and the heart. And those things seem to be time dependent. So your blood vessels and your heart have estrogen receptors. And somewhere in that 5 to 10 year range after menopause onset, if you haven't had estrogen during that time, those receptors change. And those receptors are responsible for things like vasodilation, so opening up the blood vessels. But they also help to keep the endothelium, the inside of the blood vessels, healthy. They help to keep the smooth muscle cells around the blood vessels healthy. They help to keep the heart cells healthy and free of scar tissue. They do all kinds of things. And unfortunately, something happens after 5 to 10 years without estrogen that changes those receptors and their ability to do good. And we don't know if it's strictly a time thing or if it has to do more with inflammation and atherosclerosis and endothelial dysfunction and things happening because of general poor health and heart disease risk factors. But that's the reason that starting hormones late is less likely to be beneficial to your heart. It doesn't mean it doesn't have benefits. It just means we haven't seen the reduction in cardiovascular disease when starting late. So my plea to you is if you are less than age 55 or 60, or within 5 to 10 years of menopause onset, and you're on the fence about this, go ahead and learn more and consider starting hormones now while your receptors in your cardiovascular system are still receptive to estrogen. Questions?